singles action is underway, and in this one, I wouldn't attempt to predict what's going to happen. I'd just be ready for anything. Sometimes that's all you can do. Boom, what impact! This might be it! Oh, my! Right across. Boom! Scoop slam. The Miz is constantly on the lookout for backup. His most reliable allies ever may have been Miz Taraj, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas.
Well, the duo did have the Miz's back for almost a year. In fact, they were happy to join the Miz in his jump from Raw to SmackDown Live in 2018. But the deal Daniel Bryan made didn't include the Awesome One's cronies.
Byron recalled the Miz Taraj's history, and even though there were some hints at dissension, the Superstar shakeup was the impetus for Axel and Dallas to finally separate from the Miz, as they abandoned the Awesome One during his final Raw match.
It was an absolutely disgusting act from two men who owe everything they have to the Miz. Did you see them try to do the Shield and Balor Club? Why even bother? That's like going from filet mignon to frozen hamburgers.
I like frozen.
Not now. Not now.
Oh,
no.
Oh, that's a combination. Bam! Is that it? Is it over? The Miz got the worst end of that stick.
The skull-crushing finale is such a great way to humiliate and beat an opponent at the same time.
Shane McMahon, big move coming. Once the Miz locks his hands behind an opponent.
Coast to coast! Now that's what I call making a statement.
There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door close and see the official lock it. A superstar must know that their body is going to be thrown against the steel, that their face will most likely be raked across the cage, and that anything is legal in this environment.
Oh, Bulldog!
One-handed.
You spoke about this earlier, Corey. It's crucial for a WWE superstar to fully understand the gravity of the situation they're in when they battle inside a 15-foot-high steel cage. An individual must be ready to endure pure brutality and be prepared for the fight of their life. No one leaves a steel cage match without scars.
Corey, you said something of value for once, and that anything is legal inside the steel cage. To that point, something else we've seen over the years is interference. Whether it's The Undertaker coming up through the ring or John Cena getting bashed in the head with the cage door from the outside, it's all legal in the cage.
Let's say you found yourself on the other side of the ring against the A-lister. What would your strategy be, Corey?
Well, The Miz has a lot of tricks up his sleeve and has a deep repertoire of moves. If you happen to have a size advantage on Miz, you have to use your power to knock him silly before he hatches any of his plans.
Lightning fast reflexes.
Going back to my awesome strategy against The Miz, the few opponents who have given him real trouble are WWE's strongest competitors like John Cena and Roman Reigns. When they can hit harder, they've been able to defeat The Miz.
The skull-crushing finale is a pretty devastating move, but if you've got something bigger, like, say, a spear or an attitude adjustment, it's all about setting up your big move before The Miz does his. Oh boy, he is rolling. The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select group of high flyers have taken their aerial assault.
Not now. Not now.
Oh,
no.
Oh, that's a combination. Bam! The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys.
Is the second time enough to end this match?
Harsh impact.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks be launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no denying that Superfly set the bar. You look over the years to people like Jeff and Matt Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho. They continued to push the envelope and executed unbelievable attacks from the top of the cage. And watch Rikishi take flight off the top of the steel cage. Wow.
Oh! You gotta believe this one's over.
We talk about how important stipulations are in a steel cage match. If superstars sign a contract where the only way to win is escape the cage and have both your feet touch the floor, the competitors must have a plan. Especially since you have to be comfortable trying to escape through the cage door as you do climbing over the top of the cage and vice versa.
Beautiful technique.
Corey, you touched on something moments ago that's so important.
Shane looking to finish.
If I had to pick the most shocking championship win of this decade, I'd have to go with The Miz cashing in the Money in the Bank on Randy Orton to become WWE.
Ooh, what impact. Game, set, match. This one is over.
I just can't get over the physicality of this match. This has been brutal. Corey, touching back on Miz's title win you brought up, even I was surprised, and I was a bit of a Miz fan back then. He was a former reality TV star who unseated a third-generation multi-time champion in Randy Orton.
Michael, saying you were a bit of a Miz fan is like saying you kinda like Elias's music. I hate to say it, but The Miz did wisely cash in his Money in the Bank contract and made history that night. The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition.
Shane McMahon got it. Shane McMahon gains the victory. When you introduce the enclosure, everything is possible. What a match this was.
Some pretty good give and take in this match, as these highlights show. These guys showed flashes in this match, but flashes don't exactly set the world on fire, as these highlights show very well. This was one of those matches that had flashes of brilliance, but never quite lived up to all the hype. Good match overall.
Here is your winner, Shane McMahon.
He looked very impressive in that win here tonight.
These guys look like a couple of hosses going at it out there. Great match.
As we